It always starts with a feeling you don't want to admit. Someone doesn't give you attention, doesn't text back, doesn't look at you the way you look at them. And suddenly your mind starts running toward them instead of away. It's strange, isn't it? We don't fall for the ones who choose us. We fall for the ones who make us wonder. The ones who leave us guessing. The ones whose silence feels like a puzzle we desperately want to solve. But why? Why do we feel pulled towards someone who doesn't offer the same energy? Why does the human heart chase the very thing that feels unsure? The answer is deeper than liking the wrong people. It's psychological. It's emotional. It's human. Let's start at the beginning. The human brain hates unpredictability. But emotionally, we're addicted to it. When someone is inconsistent, a little warm, then suddenly cold, your brain enters something called reward confusion. It's the same mechanism used in slot machines. You don't know what you'll get next. You keep hoping the next interaction will be the one that gives you what you want. This creates an emotional loop. You wait. You hope. You imagine. You chase. And somewhere in that waiting, you mistake anxiety for attraction. Your emotions get tangled with your expectations. Most people don't want to face. We don't love the person who ignores us. We love the feeling they recreate. For many people, especially those who grew up with emotional inconsistency, this pattern feels familiar. Maybe you had a parent who was unpredictable. Affectionate one day, distant the next. Maybe love felt like something you had to win. Maybe attention felt like a reward, not a natural part of being cared for. So when someone treats you the same way now, warm one moment, cold the next, your nervous system whispers, "This feels like home." Not because it's good, but because it's familiar. We chase the emotional pattern we grew up in, even if it hurts us. Another reason we fall for people who ignore us. It becomes less about them, and more about proving ourselves. When someone pulls away, your ego steps in. Why am I not enough? Why aren't they choosing me? What do they want that I don't have? It becomes a silent challenge. You want to win them not because they're right for you, but because you don't want to feel rejected. It's human. We all want to feel desired, wanted, chosen. But sometimes the chase is not about love. It's about healing a bruise on our self-worth. Another thing happens when someone ignores you. You fill the silence with fantasy. You imagine how good it could be if they finally cared. You picture the bond, the connection, the version of them that exists only in your mind. You're not in love with them. You're in love with the potential. The version of them that doesn't exist yet. The version of them you're hoping will appear if you just wait long enough. This is powerful because fantasies are perfect. People are not. And so you fall in love with your own mind, not with the person. When someone gives you less attention, it triggers a psychological effect called scarcity value. Your brain thinks, if it's hard to get, it must be special. If not everyone gets this attention, it must be valuable. But this is an illusion. Scarcity doesn't mean value. It just means it's unavailable. And we often mistake unavailability for importance. This part is uncomfortable, but necessary. Some people don't actually know what to do with someone who loves them openly. Being chosen feels strange. Being valued feels unfamiliar. Being seen feels almost too much. So they run toward people who don't offer real intimacy. Because the chase is safer than the relationship. Distance is safer than vulnerability. Confusion is safer than clarity. When someone wants you fully, it demands something scary. Your heart. Your honesty. Your presence. But when someone ignores you, you get to love them from a distance without risking anything real. Here's the rawest truth. The almost love hurts the most because it keeps you hoping. You're not grieving a connection you had. You're grieving the one you almost had. The messages that almost came. The relationship that almost existed. The version of them that almost chose you. The almost is addictive. It leaves just enough room for imagination, but never enough space for reality. At some point, something shifts. You get tired. Not angry. Not heartbroken. Just tired. You start realizing you deserve someone who answers. Someone who's clear. Someone who doesn't confuse your heart. Someone who doesn't make you question your worth. You realize the truth. You weren't in love. You were in hope. And hope is not a relationship. You're not weak. You're not desperate. You're not obsessed. You're human. You want connection. You want closeness. You want someone who meets you where you are. But somewhere along the way, you started believing you had to earn that connection. And that belief is what makes the wrong people look right. The real healing begins when you ask yourself, why am I okay with being treated like an option? And the moment you stop chasing what hurts you, you make space for what heals you. You begin to understand. Attention is not love. Confusion is not chemistry. Mixed signals are not affection. Silence is not depth. Distance is not mystery. And ignoring is not desire. Real love doesn't make you question your worth. It makes you feel safe in it. You deserve someone who texts back. Someone who doesn't make you wait. Someone who doesn't play games with your anxiety. Someone whose presence feels consistent, not conditional. Someone who doesn't confuse your nervous system. Someone who chooses you on purpose, not accidentally. Someone who doesn't let silence do the talking. You deserve someone who makes love feel certain. Not like a puzzle you're constantly trying to decode. One day, you'll look back and realize the person who ignored you never had the ability to love you the way you were ready to love them. Not because you weren't good enough, but because they weren't capable enough. And when you finally stop trying to prove your worth to the wrong people, you make room for the right ones to see it instantly. Love shouldn't feel like a chase. It should feel like home. And the moment you choose peace over patterns, you stop falling for those who ignore you, and start loving the ones who don't make you question if you matter. Because you always did. And you always will.